How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Tempest Productions. Now, this weekend, instead of going to see the live-action Beauty and the Beast, I went to go see the Belko experiment. So, we're going to talk about this, who's in it, why it is, what I think about it, and let's just get into it. So, the movie is written by James Gunn, who also wrote for Guardians of the Galaxy in 2014, Dawn of the Dead, and Super. So, going into this, I was thinking that the writing was going to be pretty solid, and boy was I wrong. So, the movie takes a turn with this director, Greg McLean, who directed Wolf Creek and The Darkness. Now, for me, I have never seen Wolf Creek or The Darkness, but I know that the movies have gotten terrible reviews. But I know that Wolf Creek is supposed to be better than The Darkness, so I wasn't going in thinking that this is going to be the worst movie ever, and so I gave it a shot. I wanted to give it a shot, and I wanted to prove that Greg McLean was actually a decent director. But I gotta say, I don't like him at all. I don't know, he's just not one of my favorite writers or directors because he also wrote for The Darkness and Wolf Creek and a few other terrible movies as well. So for me, it's not for me, it's the people who made this movie that made it bad. It's the producers of Annabelle and The Conjuring, so I was excited for that. I was like, alright, Blumhouse is doing this cool pitch idea, and now we gotta see how it pans out, and it just didn't pan out the way that I thought it would. It's basically The Purge in an office. It's basically Battle Royale in an office. We know the comparisons that critics have gave it. We're just now making our own assumptions about the film, and, well, we're sort of agreeing with the critics for the most part. So the film stars John Gallagher Jr., Tony Goldwyn, and Adria Arjona. And yes, I had to look at IMDb for her because I don't know what else she has been in. Now, Tony Goldwyn was in Scandal for season 1 as the president, I believe. I heard that in another review, and then I also saw it on IMDb. And then for John Gallagher Jr., I will say he is the best part about this movie. You can actually take him seriously. You actually feel for his character. Why? Because he's a good actor. He was in Short Term 12, Hush, and 10 Cloverfield Lane as well. And so every film I have seen him in, I've liked him better. Now for this, it's a little bit different because the film is a bad movie in my opinion, but he is still the best part about this film because of the way he acts and portrays his character. Now he plays as a man named Mike Mitch, I believe, and already it's kind of a weird name, and basically, let's just talk about the premise of the film. So for the premise of the film, it's about 80 people that are locked in this building, and it's a government facility called the Belko. And obviously, when you see that a building's out in the middle of Bogota, in the middle of nowhere, you can already tell that's kind of strange. And so, right off the bat, you got these people that work in a secluded area that are really close to each other and are kind of weird. One's hitting on John Gallagher Jr.'s partner in the movie, which is Adria Arjona, and that guy's super weird towards her, and it's just, they're all in this enclosed area, and so they're kind of showing the good and the bad between the people in the film before the plot actually starts to thicken, and that is, they have to kill each other in order to survive. So basically, in the film, as you see in the trailer, there's like these doors that come over the windows, and they seal them in completely. And so that's when the mayhem starts, and a voice over the intercom says, hey, you need to kill 30 people in this amount of time, or else we're going to kill 60 people. And so at first, they're like, what the hell? They take that as a joke. Like, this, someone's just fucking with us. And so they do that, and they just go about their day, and they're continuing to talk, but they move from upstairs to downstairs, and they're kind of starting to freak out a little bit. But that's not until the point when one of the people gets exploded, and so you see that in the trailer as well, and that's when things start to take a turn for the worse. And so guys, when the people start finding out that this is a real thing and people are dying, they then start to wonder, hey, who could we kill for it to be okay? And so they basically, they all team up, and they're basically on the same side, just some have differing opinions about the whole thing. Because, well, they're running out of time, and if they don't kill 30 people, 60 employees are going to die. So in a room filled with 80 people, it's better for 30 to die instead of 60, right? So they start deciding who has kids, who is over 60, and they put them in these groups, and they want to try and choose, I guess, correctly between the people who deserve to die more, even though obviously nobody deserves to die, and that's the point that John Gallagher Jr.'s character always brings up in the movie as Mike Mitch. He's like, we cannot kill innocent people because a voice on the intercom says we have no right to do that. And then Tony Goldwyn's just like, I'm your CEO, you do as I say or else you don't get paid. And then everyone's like, screw this guy. And honestly, I have to agree. Like, whoever came up with this idea, I don't know. I think they just wanted a gore fest because that's what you get in this movie. A weird time for this to come out as the same weekend as Beauty and the Beast. I don't know why they chose that. It may have been a better idea to put it up with maybe another horror movie, at least so that way it can have some competition. But for me, this was just a weird time. I wanted to see it. I wanted to enjoy it and like it, but I sadly did not. I went in thinking there was going to be good character development, thinking the writing was going to be good, that it was going to be funny, but it was just awkward, terrible acting. The whole movie starred extras besides Michael Rooker, who was in The Walking Dead as Daryl's brother and for season 1. And so I was like, okay, I know the cast for the most part, and the acting should be decent with them, just with not everybody else, and that's where the bad acting came in. And I know I'm going all over the place here, but because this movie makes absolutely no sense. Like, the plot is simple, I get it, you have to kill these people, but I don't like films where it's like that, where it's just like, oh, hey, here's another human experiment behavior, kind of like the Stanford prison experiment. It's like, hey, we're gonna put you in a room locked with each other and say you have to kill people and see what happens. I don't like films like that, but I wanted to give it a shot, like I've been saying, and it just didn't live up to my expectations that I was hoping for. I might watch it again. I'm not completely shitting on this movie because it's not the worst horror film I've seen, but it's just not one I'll be watching again anytime soon. And one more thing about the characters, guys. There's this one person in the movie who is high the entire time, and basically, at the beginning of the movie, you see these 3 employees, whatever, getting high on the roof, and they don't even know what's going on at the start of the film. And so, his character gets introduced in a really strange way, but it's in a way to where it's on purpose. And so, it's to make you laugh, and the audience did laugh, and excuse me, guys. I gotta say, it was funny at times. It was kind of annoying at times, on the other hand, though. And I feel like they just threw him in there to add for comedy, which wasn't funny 100% of the time. And like, to prove my point, there's this thing that he does throughout the film, and he's actually pretty smart at the end in the film. I will give him that. But throughout the whole movie, he's like, it's in the water, man. I'm like, what is this, a cure for wellness? No, it's not in the water. And he starts dumping out all the water. Like, what the hell do you gotta do that for? And so that really pissed me off. A lot of the characters and their decisions pissed me off. But I get it. They're stuck in an office with each other and they have to kill 30 in order to save 60. So, why not? So you guys, for me personally, I'm going to give this film a bad. It is the second worst rating on our scale, and hopefully you guys are starting to understand that by now. But if not, let me know if you want me to make a video for it, because I definitely will do that to better help understand our system, since I'm definitely still trying to learn it myself. And so, I know you guys are probably gonna get a lot of hate on me for not liking this film. I went in wanting to like it, and I didn't like it, and I don't know. The best part about the movie was John Gallagher Jr.'s acting and the twist ending at the end, which I won't tell you guys about because I want you to go in not knowing that at least, and then maybe at least liking that overall all the other stuff. So that's what I'm trying to say. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick. This is The Tempest Productions. Be sure to check out my last review, I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, Netflix's newest film that stars Elijah Wood and Mulaney Linsky. Ryan did see Beauty and the Beast. I did not. I'm on my way to Arkansas today, guys, so I wanted to get this review out for you. I'm not sure if he'll do a review for it. Maybe he will, so I'll text him about that. Thank you guys for watching, though. So be sure to click right here to see that review, and then be sure to subscribe right here. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Nick. Again, this is The Tempest Productions, and I will see you guys in the next video.